And hello! I've been having a bunch of small videos and finally gonna make a decent one so I can put them together. Um, Actually, I did make a Thanksgiving video, so you're probably seeing this video after that one. And basically, I'm doing alright. I'm about to leave now. So the only thing that you saw was Thanksgiving Day with my brother and my mother. And you saw my brother eat that nerd rope. He always said that he didn't have any type of, he never felt it or whatever when he eats edibles. So he definitely felt this one. That's for damn sure. Now, they said the auto start was just to press this button on here, the middle one, and it did start up for him, but it's not starting up for me. It's like I thought, it's like an alarm for whatever reason. But I disabled my alarm on my car because, well, just for this auto start, and actually just for locking all in general, that isn't connected because it was just so obnoxious. So I don't know how to start it. They said it was just hold this button, I thought. Alright. So you hold the unlock button, not the middle one. I don't know what they thought with that. But anyways, very cool. Very cool. And so the car's on now. Unlocked. But I wanted to show the car because I was showing the other car, and this car is my favorite car. What I wanted to say about it is that I had this car. My first car was a Taurus, a 95 Taurus, which is really cool of a car, actually. And my next car was I'm not really sure why exactly my parents basically gave me their $30,000 Nissan Maxima, because I was doing kind of bad at that time. I had that thing towed. I don't know what happened to it. Somehow something happened to it and it was making some really bad noises. I think I might have went off the road a few times on it, but not crash wise, just off into mud. And then it was pretty bad, and then the next time what happened was I ended up getting in trouble and they towed my car. So they towed that car, and it wasn't really my car, but my mom did kind of give it to me. And I think the reason I was given a car versus my brother is because I didn't do good in school, but when it came to graduate, I had the highest average in my trade. So people would go there for mechanics, people would go there for computers, people would be hairstylists, and everything that cooking, their craft, and I went there for computers, which was my craft at that time. And that whole school, I was number one. I was the president of a traveling, competition group. So I was the president of that, and had the highest average in the whole school once I graduated. And then on top of that, obviously, I had the highest average in my home school as well, not just my trade school. So I think that even though I didn't do good in school, I didn't care. I slept during classes and stuff. I had a 99 average at the end of 2 years in my trade, in my craft. So I think that might be the reason why they gave me the car at the end of the day. And that thing, once it got towed, that thing had a crazy sound to it. And my dad's like, "What the hell did you do to the car?" I'm like, "I have no idea. That's like the sound was not that bad until after it got towed." But there's only so much you can do when it's towed. It's it's your own fault for getting towed. So then after that, I turned maybe 18 or 19 or 20, somewhere around there, and my dad went with me to co-sign for a car, and we co-signed for a 4-cylinder silver 2006 Honda Accord. I fell in love with the thing. It felt like a spaceship. My dad even said that when he was getting in it. He's like, "This thing feels like a spaceship." Everybody who drives it is like, "Holy shit, this car is awesome." Actually, like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just an Accord," but when they look at it, they're like, "Oh shit, like what the fuck kind of car is that?" So that's one thing that I really like about this car, is that people are always asking me like what it is, just because they find out what it is and they don't really care as much. Doesn't really matter to me. It matters the fact that they're interested in knowing what it is in the first place. So I have a system in the back. I think these back tail lights here are too big. I think they go out too far towards the front of the car. They should be smaller, but it's all good. What I was planning on doing, because I had the silver version of this, I had that painted here, and it would just these LEDs here plus my reverse light, and it went up. And my turn signal was actually kind of covered, so it was hard to see when I was turning. And then I had another one done, which included the turn signal in it, so it went all the way up and then down. So it included all three of the parts, the reverse, the brake, and the turn signal. And then I had this painted except for just the middle part. So that was really cool. And I totaled that one. This is my third one. So the 2006, I was driving to a show where my business was, and I tried to get into a spot that was too small, basically, and I just got a big dent going across the side here. Oops. You can't really see it, but that looks so bad. You can tell if you're in real life here, looking at it, not through the camera. But okay, so that car had that. So I sold that one for, I think, like $3,500 cash. Guy gave me, or maybe $4,500 cash is what I sold it for. And the guy gave me $4,500 cash for it, right? And then I gave my mom like 35 of that, and I kept 1,000, or maybe I gave her $3,000 of it, and I kept 1,500 of it. This way she could pay the car off or put money towards the car, but I also kept money, obviously, because I needed money, and I wanted to keep some money. But I gave her, 66% of it, basically. And at that time, I was not a good kid. I was a kid, hanging out with my friends, going out, partying, having fun, doing shit, So at that time, selling that, I needed the money for sure. So going on to how I got this one here, after I got that one, I got another one. I drove to Ohio. I believe it was Ohio. I drove to Ohio to get it, and in Ohio, I ended up going there, and I thought I was just going to be able to get the car, and for whatever reason, because I had talked to them and made sure before I drive out there, I want to make sure that I can get this car, and they're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. By the time I got there, they said, you need $2,000 down if you want to get it. If I want to get it without like I'm pretty sure my mom could have co-signed for it, but if I want to get it without my mom co-signing, then I would have to have got in it um, with the $2,000. I needed $2,000 to buy it. So then I got that. I put the $2,000 down. It was literally right after my dad passed away, so we had like some money that came in. I think my dad got like $500,000 or 600,000 or something like that from the state because he was a correction officer. So half of it isn't allowed to be touched until my mom turns senior citizen, and which she's not still, and it's been about 7 years now. And the other half she received and got life insurance and stuff like that. And she put the $2,000 down. She also gave me and my brother each $10,000, but she also put $2,000 down for this for me. Not this one, but the other one. And then that one, I was driving to work one day, and I was in the country, and it was like a day like today, where the roads were kind of like, it wasn't like today. It had snowed, and it was melting, and that day was cold, so the side of the road had like snow mist. Like if this was the road here, like up to like, I don't know, up to like here pretty much was all snow mist from the grass out. And like it was basically, unless you were on the snow, it was only room for one car in the country. And so I was driving, and when that was happening, like I was going up over a hill, and as I got to the peak, there was basically a truck right on top of me. I had to kind of swerve out of the way. I was going like 65 or 55 or 70 or something like that. And I was going, how do I do this? Like this here, okay? So I was going this way, and I turned this way to swerve out of the way, and I came over this way here, like this, then I turned, and I went over that way, then I turned this way, and then I turned one more time, and my car just slid. And then there were ditches in the side of the road, and I didn't just go into a ditch, I hit a culvert pipe. So anybody who doesn't know what that is let's say you got a house out in the middle of the country, and you need to get over the ditch in order to get into the driveway goes through the ditch. Well, there's a pipe that goes under your driveway where the ditch would be going, and that's called a culvert pipe. So I came down, and luckily I smashed that instead of just going into the ditch and kind of like, maybe my car wouldn't have been as totaled, but I smashed that, and I flipped in the air like 3 times, the guy said when he looked at it after, and I landed just like this, right side up. So I didn't get hit in the head or nothing. I just smashed the passenger side, rolled in the air, flipped in the air 3 times, and then I ended up just landing. And I was like, holy sh! And I got out, and the guy was already coming back, and he's like, here, come sit in my truck. We gotta get the ambulance. We gotta blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm fine. Nothing's hurt. He's like, it's just your adrenaline. I'm like, I didn't get hit. Like, I'm literally not hurt. But later on in the day, I would realize that my muscles were all pretty much hurt, stressed. My neck hurt. It was stiff. I had a stiff neck. So, but other than that, I was fine. I didn't get hit or nothing. However, I was told, my cousin reminded me that he was supposed to be with me that day, and he ended up not being with me for some reason. And he said he would have died. That might be true. It got hit on the side, but it did not hit that bad. It didn't seem like. Plus, he would have been like leaning away from it probably, right? But the thing that makes me think is that had the weight balance been different with him in there, maybe we would have only landed on the side of the car and not actually on the wheels, or maybe would have landed upside down. Who knows? But because he wasn't with me, I landed straight down. The wheel was broke off of the both sides of the passenger side. The wheels were broken off of the axles. So after that, it took me about a year to finally find another one and afford another one. And I think I only needed like $500 for that one. And I also had a cosigner for my mom. My mom was my cosigner, actually. And actually, that car also, when I got it, before I totaled it, I had let my friend drive it, and my friend hit a car, so I had to get the whole front redone on it. So that car had the whole front redone. Then I got it totaled, and what? I didn't even get paid for the car either. I got no money for it because I had like the absolute minimum insurance you could have, which was just if you crash, the other car will be paid. Like they'll pay for any damages or whatever, but they're not going to pay for your car, and that's actually illegal. Like by law, I'm not supposed to have that in my state of New York. So it actually, I didn't get in trouble for it, but I had enough problems where my car got totaled and I didn't get paid out for it. So I literally had to earn enough money in order to buy another one. And I didn't have a place to stay at that time, and I was just opening a business, and I was out in the country. It was just a mess. So finally, once I got enough money, I went to New Jersey because they had this one there, which was about 60,000 miles. It was like, what, 2018 maybe? It's 2007, so a little over 60,000 miles at 11 years old. And so that one was pretty cool. Or that's this one here. So that one I got, and shit, what happened to this one? Right, I hit a deer with this one a year later. I ended up hitting a deer with it in the front, and busted the light. The ass of the deer hit the light, and the deer did like a few flips in the air or whatever. But other than that, the car was fine, and I got paid out for that. But I didn't use it for the car. I had to use that for my business because I was like running out of money. Literally at that point, I had so much stuff going on. I had just pretty much put all my money, invested it into the company, and I had pretty much no money, and I was running out, and I didn't want to fire people because I wanted them to do their jobs, but I also couldn't really pay them. So that happened like at the perfect time. Happened, and then I ended up getting paid out because of that investment. Now, I had an idea that investment was going to work out, but otherwise I would have just got the car paid or whatever and did whatever with the company. But I paid my employees and never not paid an employee on time. And this one's got new lights in it in the front. It's different than the other one, the other version, and I have rims on this one, which are pretty nice rims, and the tires are Nitto tires. They're like sports tread type tires, so they have like a design on them, kind of, and they're good. They're just good. So got a system in there. I put a push button start in there and everything, and then I got underbodies on the car along with the halo lights. So I'm gonna turn that on now. All right, guys. So real quick, and then I'm gonna get on the road. Those are just halo lights. They're that bright, but you can see that I have underbodies on, and at one point those were not glowing out like that. It was like you could tell that the light was being cut off by something. Okay, so Alright, let me see if I can change the color of it. Alright guys, so this is it basically. Let's see. So that's pretty much what the car looks like now. All I did was I can turn the brightness down on those, and that's it. And I can change it to different colors, blue, green, whatever, so I'll do that real quick. And that's that. I can also make it sync up with the underbodies as well, but yeah, there's that. Alright, and peace. Next time you're gonna see me is gonna be on the road. Whether or not it's gonna be in Pennsylvania or somewhere cold remains to be seen. However, I'm probably gonna stop in each state still, regardless. So, see you guys later. The car's so beautiful. It's just my favorite car. That's why I'm always gonna keep this car. It's gonna go in my garage, even if I end up with a Ferrari and a Lamborghini and a Bugatti and whatever, this car is going to be right in the garage with the other cars. So, all right, see you in a bit.